Hey, what's up, Beast and Beast Toys here coming at you this evening. Gonna do an opening of a pack of 7 G.I. Joe Snakelings. These are considered Cobra recruits. These are Super 7 reaction figures. Got this from an eBay user this evening. Just showed up. And thanks to him, can't remember his name, so sorry, or I'd plug you. But anyway, got these when I open them up. And, you know, the one thing I'll say is they are pretty similar, so there won't be any kind of major, like, you know, things that show you other than the figures themselves. Of course, you know, these are 5 POA. You know, and the bad thing about opening these, I will say this, is they came all carded and in really, really good shape. They're all unpunched, and for the most part, the card backs are pretty straight. So, if I was into not opening or, you know, still in package, with which I am with a few little things, Cobra Commanders mainly, but other than that, yeah, so we're going to bust all these open. I'm going to drop them all first. I will say this, card backs, cards, recruit cards are all generic and look the same, at least the picture. Yeah, I'm trying to see here. I don't see anything different. So, nothing big there. A lot of similarities in these. And, you know, they're pretty much just showing off the same figure, different skin tone, a few different weapons and different things they carry. And, you know, a couple different looks. I think there's one with goggles. So, anyway, let's just go down the line here and set a few aside, and we'll start cracking them open, shall we? So, first up, we've got, looks like bearded Snakeling. So, this one looks very similar to the shipwreck version. Comes with a blaster, regular Cobra blaster. So we are going to open him up. And, you know, oh, no, we'll say this generic picture on here. And that's it, you know, so you're not getting every picture. I think that a lot of them are that way. I have several of the Cobra Shock Troopers, the outer space ones from the Pyramid of Darkness episodes. And there's 3 different ones. And, one's got like a bluish tint, and one's got a sea green, I guess is what I could call it, tint. And another one, there's another like blue or a little bit of baby blue, like Carolina blue tint. So that's the main difference between them two. So here we go. Let's check them out here. So first up, bearded one. And see, there's another one that looks like it. I think I got 2 of the same. It says 7 different when I got the listing, but I think 2 of them are, from what I can tell, look identical to each other. Like, I can't even tell a difference. Unless I just didn't pay attention to the weapon part or something like that. Maybe it had a different weapon, or maybe he had a pistol and one had a gun. I don't know. Or hand pistol blaster, and one had this blaster, can't even remember the name of this thing. But it's the one that all the Cobra Troopers in the show, in the cartoon have. Alright, let's get him checked out here real quick. But at any rate, I had been looking to get these. I found them, actually shot an offer, and the guy accepted. So I was like, oh, well, okay, I'll take them for that. Not a bad price, so. Alright. So I ended up paying 90 something, I think, for all 7 of these. I want to say about $97 total. All right, so there's your bearded one. Again, you know, don't get too worked up over these. They're pretty much, you know, like I said, you get the same figure. All right, I'm just gonna grab. See what I mean? Like, this guy looks exactly the same. Bearded. I just grabbed one too, random. So what luck. The only other one, this one, you know, again, pretty much identical, it seems. So, well, I mean, you'll see everyone after this, of course, is definitely different, I feel like. So, there's a couple of black guys, and then there's two black guys, and the difference between them is one comes with like tools, and one comes with a weapon. So it's like, well, you can tell, at least figure out a difference of or something different. These two have the same blasters. I don't know. Like I said, maybe they're the exact same. That I don't know. I can't remember how many of these Snakeling figures they came out with for sure. I just know I've been kind of interested in getting a couple, and just didn't want to pay a fortune for them. You know, I like these Super 7s, but man, I really don't like spending $20 or something a pop on these. So that's pretty much what I'd say about that. All right, like I said, this one looks about the same as the other one. And I think, no, they do look different. So, yeah, see, we got one coming with the mustache. Yeah, this guy. He's got some tools. We'll do him next. We'll do the black guy with the tools. Here, again, I'll hold these two up, and then you'll see. Like I said, these two look identical. They do to me, anyway. And maybe they were. Maybe the guy that sold them, you know, thought there was 7 different ones, and I don't know. Don't really care. Like I said, I wanted these, so I'm not upset in the least. Oh, this one's gonna kind of come off for me. Try to make these as smooth here as I can without taking a bunch of the I don't know, painted on part of the card, the face of the card back there, the picture part, I guess you could say. Try not to take much of that off if I can. I don't know, I guess I'm just real particular. I like mine kind of clean, or I want them to look clean. So, all right, let's cut this out. We got a wrench and a hammer, or a small sledgehammer, mini sledgehammer. So, it's kind of tricky to get in its hand. The hands on these things don't move a ton, so keep that in mind. Alright. Uh-oh, dropped this wrench. Get you a giant crescent wrench. Man, look at that. It's kind of long for when you hold it up to the guy himself. Kind of long. My crescent wrench isn't that long, so it's I don't know. That's crazy. Here, look how long that is compared to him. That just, if it was my crescent wrench, it'd probably be up about that in real life. I'm just saying, like, that's what it would look like. So that's the problem sometimes with these figures in their weapons and accessories, and that goes for even 6-inch figures too, is the scale sometimes on which they try to put the pieces of them does not always fit. So here's your other black guy, and this guy comes with the blaster. So similar to these, but different skin tone. We get the other look, so that's nice to have. And we're gonna put our Snakeling factory together. Can't wait to put these with my Pyramid, or it's Pyramid of Darkness set from the SDCC exclusive from, what was it, 22 or 23. So yeah, and these guys go with it. So that's going to make like a nice whole set of these characters. That's why, again, I really wanted to get a troop set, so to speak, or so to call it, of these figures, because I wanted to put them all together. That Snake Eyes and Shipwreck in disguise just doesn't quite cut it for me, since I'm more of a Cobra guy. Kind of like, I want some of the real troopers there. So you put them with the robot and the set, and got you a nice little setup. So that's what I'm kind of hoping to do with them. Yeah, you know, I really thought Super 7 was going to come out with the Mass Device set as well. That would have been nice to have too. You think you put those Shock Troopers and your Cobra Troopers, you know, with your Mass Device. Really surprised. Thought they would have done that. So there you go. There's your black guy with the beard. I don't think, does this one? Nope, mustache. All right, so, well, see, you got differences in your black guys too, because this guy is mustache only, and this guy has a beard. So, put him with the rest of the bearded guys. We got all bearded guys with blasters, and then the other guys are all workers. Now we got our nerdy goggle guy. Reminds me of, well, first off, the guy from Indiana Jones, and then somebody else. Well, even though he didn't wear goggles, his were just round spectacles. But, oh, there's somebody that wears goggles like that. I can't think of who it is, or what show it's on. Actually, it's more like, what show is that off of? Who wore those type of goggles? Man, that's gonna bother me. All right, like I said, he's gonna come with a separate piece of equipment. So he's a worker. He's working on the Pyramid of Darkness. I don't know. Personally, if you ask me, they might want to start cranking these out. I got a bad, I mean, because when it comes to some of this stuff, Joe's in general, I mean, I think we're over the peak, I think, of interest. Because I feel like more and more nowadays, you got people that are selling off their stuff. And I'm going to tell you, I mean, I'm a guy that's kind of, I almost want to include myself in that category. Because, I mean, I'm kind of on the fence keeping a ton of stuff. I would keep these. I do like these. And they're small. I don't, storing these wouldn't be not so bad. Actually, as a matter of fact, the majority of mine are in one of those totes up in that corner up there. You feel you can slot it off by about 5-6 inches or so, because 6-inch figures just fit just perfect in the middle sections, not so much on the outer edges. Now, if you put 3 3/4 figures in there, those actually fit really good because you can put a ton of them in there. So, just something to think about. And I got those at Walmart. Those they're ornament holders, and they just have dividers that you peel out, and put plastic dividers that put in there, and they separate areas, and you can make it out. Like I said, pretty good for 6-inch figures. Those are all 6-inch Black Series figures in that particular case, or all those cases, I should say. But I do have a few over here behind me on my wall, close to my wall over here. And they have, that's cool. See how I got there holding it, and then he's got this welder. Looks kind of like a welder, but then again, also looks like he's spraying for bugs. Maybe he's the groundskeeper, and that's why he wears the goggles, and he's spraying for bugs, right? Seriously, that doesn't look like a welder, although I feel like that's what it's supposed to be. Or, yeah, like an arc welder. I guess if you think about the cartoon, you'd see the electric shock and the arc welding or whatever, or arc welding. So, let's see. I claimed again, Mustachio down there is my black Mustachio is the worker, and the bearded guys that have the weapons. And once again, to prove that theory correct, we have another worker, and he's mustache only. So, that's keeps getting me on these. It's just, looks like Super 7 had a slight little method to its madness of making their characters all a certain way. So, talk about really matching them up. Yep, all your workers are mustaches. That's been a Cobra requirement, I guess they say. If you can only have a mustache and be maintenance. If you're maintenance, you don't get a mustache. If you're army or a warrior or whatever soldier in this case. Sorry, I'm using all the other terms, slang terms. Then you get a beard. Get a beard. So I don't know where I'd fit in. I got a goatee, so I guess I'd have to grow my beard out and be a soldier. Alright, let's get this last bit peeled off. There we go. Got one more to go after I show him off. So, once again, we go with the wrench and the hammer or mallet, whichever way you want to call it. That one end's really wide, so it's kind of tricky there we go. Really push on the other one. Alright, so we've got a little maintenance going on. Mustachio, There we go. Now I'll scoot them over. See, I'll keeping them all together. I got my maintenance guys right here. 3 maintenance and 3 fighters. So what's my last one gonna be? He's well, I guess I got 2 of these. See, I sit there and thought that I got something different. Maybe there were only 4 different ones. 1, 2, or 5. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. Guess there was 5 different ones. Okay, well, I guess that makes sense. Man, that's a lot of differences if you can completely... I mean, even the troopers didn't have that much. You had the H back, the Y back, the H back with the blaster, and then you had with the blaster, and then the H back with the, or Y back had the pistol, but then you had the skin tone of white, tan, and then brown. Or maybe there's only 3. I was thinking there was 4 skin tones. I guess a white, a tan, a light skin, and a dark skin brown. Wow. At least I guess that's what it may have been. I don't know. I know there's definitely, you got your black soldiers and your white soldiers, and your white soldiers have 2 skin tones, but I thought maybe the black ones did too. Wow. I've got a ton of them up in, like I said, in one of those crates, or ornament holders. So I don't know, I'll have to look at those. I can't actually remember for sure. That's the only thing I can't remember. I feel like skin tone wise, there was more than 3 skin tones for this whole line, but like I said, I must be wrong. Alright, so there's the last 2 card backs there. I didn't hold the other one up. Got your wrench guy, got your arc welder guy, whatever you want to call him, but at any rate, so I guess I'll wrap it up. Essentially, you've seen this guy already. I'm going to set him up as I finish talking on the video. So, you know, I like the set. I like that I got it for way cheaper than what these things all originally, and still most of them go for. I really got. I feel like I was about to pull that kid his arm off. Anyway, so I mean these were expensive and still are in a lot of places if you want to still get one. I mean, you're still looking at $16 or $17. So I guess at 7, and let's say I paid $97, and there's 7 of them. That cost what, about 12 a piece? 12 times 7's 14.84. No, it'll be more than that. About 13. 84.91. 13. Yeah, about 13 and a half. Yep. So there we go. I was like, I'm gonna start getting into change here. I'm thinking too hard. Well, any rate, there you go. So we've got, wrap it up, the 2 welders or bug sprayers. Like I said, you can pretend they're whatever you want them to be. My other 2 maintenance workers, the crescent wrench and mallet, which I guess looks more like a small sledgehammer, and your fighters, your troopers, guys with the guns, bearded, and they're all bearded. See, all bearded. All right, well, there you have it, guys. There's my Super 7 Snakeling haul I got on eBay. Got that in today, so Thursday night, Thursday the 8th. So we're plugging along in January already. Head into next week, and we're already on over a third of the way through the month. So that's crazy to say, but here we are. All right, guys. Well, that's all I got for you. So at this time, thanks for watching. You give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new to the channel and want to watch more of my video reviews. And as always, with the whole, you can't even see the front, the whole wave of Snakelings, Super 7 Snakelings. Thanks for watching, guys, on Beast and Beast Toys. We'll see you.